So finally, my boys, we actually have some new DLC 17 free update content actually being made available in the Metal Shop from this new update. It is the second time, I believe, because the first week around when it first initially updated after the DLC dropped, we got some new stuff, and now this time around, we're actually getting some new DLC 17 content for the first time as well in this TP Metal Shop update. Now, it is in particularly one Super Soul that has been made available new from this DLC, but I will say there is some other stuff in particular in the artworks that is like very just fire artworks from past DLCs that we'll take a look at in a second. But first, let's take a look at the new DLC 17 free update Soul. It chooses Super Soul, and what it does is once only when health is below 25%, it restores all allies and your key by an XXL amount. So overall, I mean, like, if we're being like completely honest, y'all, Super Souls like this, I just don't understand necessarily why they even make them. Like, let's be real. This is not a Super Soul for a character that's going to be in the game or anything along those lines. So why make a Super Soul that is just this pointless to the CAC when it has no involvement with an actual cast character? Like, I can understand certain Super Souls when they're added to the game because they're added to the cast characters, and if they made the Super Soul a certain way, it could make the cast character, you know, maybe a little busted, or it can make the cast character not really, you know, work. It doesn't necessarily work for that in particular cast character. But ones that have no character attachment, like a Super Soul from Shu, who is the dog slash wolf from Dragon Ball, that is in, what's his name, why can't I, little short blue dude that it ends up in Super, I can't remember his name, the one that goes around with Mind them, that little group. The dog from that group is Shu, and he is the one, you know, he is a character that's not gonna have an actual cast in this game ever. So why make a Super Soul so useless for someone like that? That's just my opinion on that. Let me know what you guys think about that down below. And by the way, I did think of the man's name, Emperor Pilaf. Emperor Pilaf's crew is where Shu comes from. Now, in terms of the artworks, like I said, there are some pretty good ones this week around, and particularly this one right here with Vegeta and Cell. I really do like that artwork. And then this one right here is one of my favorites in the game, bar none. Like, this artwork is just absolutely amazing. Then we got another good one from the OG Dragon Ball days. If you are an OG Dragon Ball fan, definitely one you should be getting for yourself. This one again with 2 is pretty cool as well. And then besides that, I do like this one of Beerus and Supreme Kai, but besides that, in terms of like just a regular original artworks that are non like story mode stuff, like these all look cool. This of Bardock and Few and stuff like that, those look cool. This one in particular with Trunks, but these are story mode screenshots, like we've already seen them. But in terms of like actual artworks, these 3 are definitely my favorite that are in the shop right now, with 416, 414, and 471. But moving on, CC mascots for anybody who is interested. These are the colors that are available this week around. And now moving on to the gifts, you do have a gift from Videl, which is the swimsuit version of her. You can unlock that, well, not version, but swimsuit costume for her custom partner version. And then gift 2 for Android 18, getting the Santa costume for custom 18 as well. Then moving into the clothing, guys, the Journey to the West costume customizable version has actually been removed this week around. This is something that was in the shop for the first like 3 or 4 weeks of the actual DLC, and it is no longer here. I'm sure it'll be back at some point in time, just don't necessarily know when. And no, there is no other custom outfit that was added within this week's update as well. Really would be nice if there was. And then finally, moving on to the skills, we got skills like Divine Retribution, Spirit Stab, Dual Masenko, Sudden Death Beam in terms of like important past DLC skills. Then dual skills, we got Burning Strike, Power Rush, and Dimension Ray. Really nothing crazy or special or anything along those lines in the skill side of it. And overall, just in the shop as a whole, like, it's a decent shop update for 2 reasons. 1, there's some absolute fire artworks. 2, there is a new DLC 17 item that is available, so if you're someone who's a completionist, this is good for you. But just in terms of like having that Super Soul and being useful or anything like that, it's really just, you know, a overall useless Super Soul. I don't see anybody ever, literally ever, equipping that Super Soul on their CAC. So let me know you guys' thoughts on this week's TP Metal Shop update, if you'll be buying anything, things along those lines. But till next time, boys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, hope you have a good one. Peace, y'all.